What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Dogecoin today. Hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it, okay? It is the 22nd day of September today. 24.1 cents is the price. We got about 6 days and 8 hours left approximately in this week here. What a week it is so far, you guys. Not even a day into the new week, and we're down a good bit, not just with Dogecoin, but with the whole crypto ecosystem. Bitcoin has taken a little bit of a spill. And I do believe that what Bitcoin does over the coming days will more or less tell us what direction the rest of the market's going to go. If we continue to drop, if we hang out at these areas over the coming days, then likely the rest of the market has lower prices to go. If this is some kind of shakeout, if it is a, let's call it a flash crash, and Bitcoin comes back up over the next couple of days, or even by the end of today, then that would be really good. And I would think that the whole market rebounds at a very, very spectacular kind of fashion. We're still too early. We're in a wait and see kind of moment. I want to look at these longs and shorts and just see, as America's woken up, wow, shorts have actually come down. Yeah, that's not good, you guys. That's not good. We actually you just saw the shorts come down. We dropped about $1 billion in shorts there. The shorts are up over the past day, and the shorts definitely are up over the past week as well. There might be some volatility here, but what we want to see is not just volatility, right? We went up to like 113.3K recently. I know I'm talking about Bitcoin, but it's relevant to Dogecoin, okay? Just hear me out. We need to see more than just volatility. We need to see Bitcoin up above like 115K over the next 2 days. That's what we need. If not, I mean, sooner than that, right? If that happens, then I'm very confident Dogecoin has found its low. It's very possible here, in this kind of trajectory with these higher lows, that Dogecoin is at a low point. But it is also possible that you could break out of this trajectory to the downside. People will panic, they'll freak out, they'll capitulate. Oh no, this means that Dogecoin's flawed, it's going to go to zero. And then as soon as that logic steps in, that's whenever we move up higher. I very much do believe that Dogecoin is on a path that will take it to higher prices, to prices above $1, to new all-time highs altogether, right? I'm very, very convinced that that's what's coming our way. But perhaps we do have a little bit more turbulence ahead of the schedule before we get to those levels there. Let's look at the 1 hour time frame. We'll zoom back out to the weekly and we'll talk about everything that we need to talk about. Okay, so looking at Dogecoin here, back here on this high, you notice that was on the 18th of September, right when the ETF listed for Dogecoin. Pay attention, okay? Not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but if you want some successful trades, just short whatever it is that has an ETF come out. Look at how well that's worked out so far, 20%. You can do like 10x shorts on Dogecoin. 10x times 20%, that's a 200%. You could have made a 3x on that short right there. Not saying that you should go long or short or anything on everything, but I'm just saying, not financial advice, not a financial advisor. Even if you don't go short, you could at least sell ahead of time and catch something at a serious discount, right? Or at least not buy the hype, right? If you hear that an ETF is getting listed, don't buy the hype. That's for damn sure. Sell the news. You don't buy the news. Here we are dropping down with a lot of volume as we're coming down, but that's a pretty big wick as well. We're holding our ground here. Looking at these indicators, the RSI does have a bit of a double bottom, and that would take us to about 25 cents. That gives me some hope that by the end of today and maybe even in tomorrow that Bitcoin moves up, that Dogecoin moves up. That'd be really nice to see. The stochastics look bullish on the 1 hour, and the MACD, while bearish overall, does have a little bit of green right now, so that's nice to see as well. The 4 hour time frame here, the RSI, while bearish, while incredibly bearish with these lower lows and lower highs, you're in this downtrend. Absolutely, undeniably, you are in downtrend in the RSI here. You are at a point where I think you'd bounce. At worst, you come up, you find a lower high, and then maybe you get a higher low with some bullish divergence. At best, we're done moving down, and we start to break out of this and move up, form an uptrend, something like that. But if we are to go lower, it doesn't necessarily mean that we go below this low, just lower than this price, probably lower than like 23.7 cents. Very much a possibility here still, okay? Again, very dependent on Bitcoin. That's why we spent some time talking about that there. Stochastics coming up out of the oversold zone. It looks bullish to me. I would think this is a signal that we will go higher. Going into the end of the day and going into tomorrow, things should be good. So let's pray that that's not just for Dogecoin, but for the rest of crypto as well. Things could be really good. And then the MACD, while bearish, you are starting to die off in bearish momentum here. It's a pretty bad look on the 4 hour MACD, if we're being honest. It's a pretty bad look there. But I would think that we move up higher, at least to about like 25 cents. We're at 24 cents now before we start to progress lower, if we progress lower at all. if you're wondering right now, if you're in your head thinking, okay, you're saying it could go up, you're saying it could go down, but what do you believe? What do you believe is going to happen? I don't know. I believe that it's too early to say, and I've taken a few different stances on this day. And really, if I was bullish, I don't know if that's appropriate. If I was bearish, I don't know if that's appropriate. I think the best thing to do right now is just wait and see. Let's wait 2 days. Let's just see how this pans out, right? Let's just wait 2 days. Let's see. Because if by Wednesday we're still in this area, or by Wednesday we're moving lower, then yeah, we probably have lower to go. Like a lot lower to go. When I say a lot lower to go, I don't mean like anything too crazy, but we're at 24 cents now. Maybe we go to 21 and a half cents. Maybe we even take out these lows. I highly doubt we take out these lows from back in August, but we could see prices below 20 cents again. It's very possible. Maybe in 2 days we're back up here at 25 cents or 27 cents, and then instead of getting to buy the dip, you just get to buy at the same areas up here that a lot of people bought in excitement because of the ETF getting approved. You get to buy at that same level, but now you have the confidence that it's going to go higher, and the shakeout already happened. You're not likely to get another shakeout after that, right? So statistically speaking, I think the best kind of move to make here would be no move at all, just wait and see. But if I had no option here, if you're asking me, do you think it's going to go up or do you think it's going to go down? Have you found the low? What would you say? I would say that I think we have a little lower to go, but I don't think this week closes here. I think we close higher. I think by the end of this week we close higher. So is it a good time to buy? Probably, but we probably do go a little bit lower. If I had no option to say whether it goes up or goes down, that's the only options that I had was just up or down. I would say lower first, then up, but not dramatically lower, just a little bit lower, just enough to where we shake out these longs. If we could shake out these longs here, bleed into it a little bit, maybe go down to about 110K, 110.5K, something like that, I think, and we get a positive reaction there, I think that the markets will react in a very beneficial way. But if not, I mean, worst comes to worst, Bitcoin goes down to 106K, 104K, Dogecoin goes down to 20 cents or just below there, and then we sing Kumbaya going into October. I very much believe October is going to be a bullish month. People were worried about it last month. You guys, last year and the year before, everybody was expecting September to be a bloodbath, and I said September's going to close green. Said the same thing this year. People were saying September's going to be a bloodbath. We said it was going to close green. Last year, people were saying the same thing about October, but to the opposite effect. They were saying everybody expects October to be green, so it's going to be red. A lot of people started to discount October in the first 2 weeks because it was red in the first 2 weeks. But we were saying that October was going to be bullish. We were one of the only channels that was actually calling for Bitcoin to go to 100K in the month of October. Everybody else is calling for lower prices, right? October is going to be a bullish month, all right? I might not be the best at these short little moves. Sometimes yes, sometimes no, but that's not the point. Generally speaking, as far as the trend goes, we're pretty damn good at identifying it, and you can see it here. This is clearly an uptrend. We're clearly in an uptrend. We're going to find a higher low. I highly doubt. I don't even think we get below 20 cents if we go lower, but we could. I'm just saying that because we could. If we went below that low, people would capitulate hard. I think we'll hold 21 cents, 22 cents, somewhere in that area. We're at 23.9 cents now. We might see just a slightly lower low, but all in all, I think the worst of it has already happened. I think that we are going to continue to move up higher here pretty soon, and going into October, going into the end of this year, Dogecoin should be well on its way to prices that are not just above $1, but like $1.50 and even beyond, okay? We're waiting right now. I hope you can see it. You zoom out here, you look at this on a weekly time frame, it's very clear what trajectory we're on. We've got a massive move. The most massive move of the cycle is coming. And I've actually said this. I'm doing a lot of talking right now, so I'm just going to look you in the face. I've actually said this about a good deal of cryptos, that I think this next phase higher is going to be the biggest move that we've seen for a lot of them all bull cycle. It's going to be the biggest move. The biggest move of the cycle is coming. It makes sense that we might get a big shakeout beforehand. I read an article where this was the most amount of long liquidations, the most amount of liquidations, period, that we've seen this year. They've just happened over the past 24 hours. So sometimes you got to shake out the markets before you move up higher. That's all this is. Very much believe that we're going to go higher. Very much believe that Dogecoin has $1.50 in it, if not higher, by the end of the cycle. I think $1.54 is where it's going to go. We hit that $1.54 by the end of this year. We'll probably consolidate and then continue running up to $4 by the end of the cycle. That's been the expectation. That's been the prediction all the way back, dating back to this low here. That's been the expectation, is that Dogecoin would see prices above $4. Since June of 2022, we've maintained that stance. I've held true to that prediction, and we're holding true to it now. Actually, on that note, I had some joker trying to tell me that that I'm making videos, or that I make outlandish calls just to get clicks and likes to pay the bills. I pay the bills with my investments. I pay the bills with my trades. Okay. YouTube, I get monetized on my channel. Yes, I make some money with that as well, but most of the money is not through that. Okay, most of the money is through the investments that I've made, and this is my third bull market. So just telling you guys, that's not what it is. But he thought it was outlandish that I was saying Dogecoin could go to $4. It's going to hit $4 by the end of the cycle, you guys. There's just no ands, ifs, or buts about it, and I truly would not be surprised if it was at $4 in May or April of 2026. That's where I think we're going to go when we're going to get there. I got distracted because I hear my daughter playing over there, so it got me all distracted, but it kind of ruined the crescendo of what I was thinking there. But all that to say, if I wanted to be bullish, or if I wanted to be moon boyish and just say things for clicks and for likes, you guys, I would tell you Dogecoin's going to $20. There's a bunch of people who think it's going to go to $23. We went to the 2272 last time. We're going to do that again. Oh, if we just compare how much it grew last time and we put that over here, then that's exactly how much we'll grow this time. Or even half of that will at least be at $10. No, no, no. We're not being moon boys. If Dogecoin here at 24 cents going to $4 sounds outlandish to you, it must be your first bull market, because this, I mean, dude, we've seen that kind of growth happen in like a 2-week time, let alone between now and the end of the cycle. Yes, it's at a higher market cap, but Dogecoin's more established now. It has an ETF, which is crazy, but I'm rambling at this point. I don't have really anything else I want to say. I'm just saying I don't say anything unless I mean it. And if I believe that something isn't going to happen, if I talk about $4 being a target and then I believe it's not going to happen anymore, I will tell you guys. I've owned it when I'm wrong before. I will own it if I'm wrong again when I'm wrong again. I really don't brag when I'm right, but it seems to matter to other people that I'm right or wrong more than it matters to me. So maybe I should start bragging when I'm right more, and just never admitting when I'm wrong. I should just do that, right? That's what all the other YouTubers do. I'm not going to do that. I don't want to be like the rest of them, man. I always admit whenever I'm wrong. But I'm rambling here. I don't know why I'm all caught up. I just have some silly stuff in my head, I guess, because all the hair's gone. So anyways, I'll see you on the next one. Hit the like button, subscribe. Take care of yourselves. Dogecoin is fine. We're at 24 cents now. We're probably going to go a little bit lower, just a little bit lower. That's my thoughts. This is a prime buy the dip opportunity, sure, especially if you're considering where it's going to go inevitably. I think it is a prime buy the dip opportunity, but I wouldn't be surprised if we went a little bit lower. And then going into the end of this month, going into the end of October, I think that we're really going to see, and the end of this year, we're going to see some fantastic price action. All right, take care. Bye-bye.